Hi guys, welcome back to another UFC fight card prediction. Today we'll be predicting UFC 314. Alexander Volkanovski returns to fight for his old belt against Diego Lopez.
Yeah, so banging cards on this main event. Fucking sick. Remember when this got announced, everyone was confused, didn't know what's happening, but let's get into what we think's gonna happen. So it's Volk against another tall, powerful guy, and he's gone against taller guys and have success, but this is an interesting challenge for him.
Yeah, like Lopez is a hard hitter. He's got some good striking. He's not afraid to get into a brawl. He's got a decent ground game as well. Like Volkanovski, he's had a year out after he got knocked out by Ilya. So like we'll see how his chin is, but he's still Volk. Like his striking still elite, his wrestling and grappling still elite. It's just whether he can take the punch or not.
Yeah, can he take it? And it's like once you get knocked out, apparently you get knocked out easy because your brain's trying to protect you. It's like it has that damage. So can he come back from that? But in terms of everything else, he should win this. He's got the more skilled fighter, the experience, and it's like Lopez on paper is someone Volk can beat, but it's just that realistically, it's the potential of the knockout. He's got a submission threat, but we've seen when he got out the guillotine and triangle from Ortega that it's so hard to submit Volk. Probably one of the hardest guys to submit in the UFC. So I doubt Lopez will get it done by submission.
Yeah, and with Volk, I feel like he's just better than Lopez everywhere apart from power. And obviously, Lopez is tough as fuck as well. I feel like it's all gonna depend on how Volkanovski does in that first round. Like if he like takes those punches well and he like moves around well, but like if he starts getting clipped early on, he might get knocked out again.
Yeah, 100%. And yeah, it's all about early because Lopez, we've not really seen him go too deep into fights in the UFC. He's had a few three rounders. Pre-UFC, I think he had some five rounders, but he's potentially not a guy with the best gas tank, and he's a guy that he's very tough, but he is lacking in some areas in terms of skill. So
Yeah.
deep in the fight, if it gets there, Volk could probably expose it, and if it becomes a kickboxing battle, Volk should dominate that 100%.
Yeah, so I let's just go with our predictions. I think Volk will win. I think it'll be a bit like the Yair fight. I think Lopez might land a bit. He might have some success on the feet, but I do think Volk will take over, and I do think he can take him down as well. And yeah, I think Volk will get a finish in like late rounds, maybe third, fourth, fifth, like after the middle of the fight.
That's a fair enough prediction. Like Volk is the favorite, and I could see a Volkanovski type of masterclass, but I'm going with Diego Lopez by knockout. I'm going to go in the first round because Volk, you get knocked out twice. It doesn't matter how long you take out, it's going to have an effect on you. And Volk is just a better fighter. But that doesn't really matter. It just takes one big right hand to his temple, to his chin. And even Volk can be perfect for like 4 minutes 59 of round one. Just 1 second, Lopez connects. I could see it with an uppercut in the clinch, similar to what he did to Sadiq Yusuf. It's just going to be a big right hand. I feel like uppercut, maybe right hook. And yeah, I think other than that, Volk will be piecing him up, kicking his leg. But even in the second round, maybe Lopez is going to land at one point. And he's not just like an average power hitter in the division. He's a very big power hitter. And it's going to be sad. Everybody loves Volk, but that's my prediction. Obviously, this could look stupid. He could just piece him. If he gets into like second, third, it'll be more likely a Volkanovski win, just piece up domination. But I really do see a knockout here for Lopez, and I think it's going to be a sad kind of end to Volk as a top pound for pound type of champion guy. I think it'll be one of the
Yeah, and
last
then
top
like
fights he's
if
in.
it is Lopez who wins though, like that division is not gonna have a steady champ, I think, for a while. I think that belt might be passed over a couple times before somebody
100%.
holds it for a long
Like
period of time.
very beatable champion if he does get the belt. He's already lost to Mosai short notice, but that's a tough matchup for Lopez. You got Aaron Pico coming in, he's potential championship caliber. You got quite a few guys. You got people like Arnold Allen and whatnot, like hovering around there. And even if Volk wins as well, he's so skilled, but his age and the fact he can be put out. Even if he wins, there might be a new champion in 1, 2 fights. So either way, this is an interesting fight now, and
Yeah, the
featherweight's
division's
becoming
just
interesting.
growing a bit now. Like it's moving past like the older guys. And if Ilya had stayed, it'd be perfect. But he decided to move up. But yeah,
Yeah,
like he's moving up to the next, like the same division as the next fight we'll be talking about, Chandler versus Pimblett, which is a very interesting fight because on paper, Chandler should win the fight. He's better than Paddy everywhere apart from the jiu-jitsu part of the game, and he should win. Like realistically, Chandler has all the attributes to win this fight, but Paddy's slick on the ground, and yeah,
yeah, and that was a nice little segue from Ilya to the lightweights, and it's a good little lightweight scrap here. I like this fight, but Paddy's kind of like a DDP. I feel myself and a lot of people can't really see him just progressing and progressing, but then he is. And then this is a fight where I feel Chandler, like you said, is better everywhere, has experience. But Paddy's on a tear, and he is dangerous. He has finishing capabilities. So it's going to be a clash of styles.
yeah. It's
Chandler's
like
going to probably want to keep it standing. Paddy's going to probably want to get to the ground. But
Chandler's got really good wrestling though. Like his takedown defense is sick, and Paddy is not the best wrestler as well. But it's like I feel like this fight Chandler will be winning. He might even drop him. But like, I feel like if Chandler does connect hard enough, he won't just drop him. He'd send him to sleep. But I just feel like Paddy's gonna catch him in a so like late in the third, in the last round. Like Paddy will just catch him. Chandler will be up and he'll do something stupid.
yeah, when I first heard this fight announced, I was like, what people are saying, Paddy, this is a Chandler easy win. But obviously, now that it's fight week, I can. It's a 50-50 fight now. I'm sitting now thinking about it because if it gets in the jiu-jitsu realm, Chandler's never been subbed once by Dustin Poirier, but Paddy is very skilled. And like you said, he's not actually that good at wrestling, but his judo's quite good. His throws, um, his haragoshi's and whatnot, especially near the cage. And like against shorter fighters, if he can get, he could probably, I could see him throwing Michael Chandler if he does get him down. But Paddy said that he thinks he'll knock out Chandler, and he said Chandler's not going to take him down, so he's probably going to be a standing fight. And if that happens, they both have about 40% defense, so neither of these guys can defend their chin that well. So I do see a knockout, but I would see it coming from Chandler, in my opinion,
Yeah, fair
first
enough.
and second round.
It'll be an interesting fight. I actually can't wait to see what's
No,
gonna happen there.
100%. It's not going to be some boring fight. It's unlikely that this will be boring. It'll be a banger.
But yeah, like before we had a Ilya segue, another Ilya victim is on this card. Like next we got Bryce Mitchell versus John Silver, which is an interesting fight again because I feel like Bryce Mitchell is actually a bit underrated. Like he got sparked by Ilya, he got choked by Ilya, he got sparked by Emmett, but he's got good stand up fundamentals to be honest, and he's got a slick ground game.
No, 100% he's underrated. And looking at the odds for this fight, plus 270 is crazy against an unranked guy. Like, that's just disrespect on Bryce. And I think it's recency bias. Like, he dropped Edson Barboza. He's not fucking Canelo, but he's got good stand up. And
And
his
it's not
stand up's
like
not
John
on
Silver's
Gene Silver's
unbeatable.
level.
Like he has
But
lost before. He's got two losses. And
yeah,
their
that
records are
that
quite
was back
similar as
in
well,
thing though. It was
to be
back in
fair.
2018, a long time, and he's progressed a lot since those losses. But still, it's disrespectful for
And
people
Mitchell
back in
has
those
fought the
times.
higher comp as well. So yeah, it'll be an interesting fight. And obviously Silva's got the power. He's got the aura right now as well.
Yeah, he's got the aura, and yeah, he has the striking advantage. But obviously, Bryce has the wrestling advantage on the ground. Silver's not looked too vulnerable yet, but Bryce does have a submission threat. He's got a second twister ever in UFC history.
Yeah.
He could get rear naked if he gets his back. Maybe it'll be tough to get Silver's back, but
But yeah, now Bryce has like legit jiu-jitsu. He's one of the better guys in that division, and he's no slouch. So like, if he can get Silver down without getting caught early on, and he could maybe even take it to decision. Like if he doesn't finish him.
Yeah, no, a decision's a very likely outcome of this, and that's why I think people are overlooking Bryce because it could really be a 2-1 either way, especially if Bryce has some round where he has control time. And Charles Jourdain took down Gene Silver for a bit, and he's not even a wrestler at all.
Yeah, so let's just go with our predictions. Honestly, I'm actually torn in this fight because like obviously John Silver's coming, he's coming up, he's beating all these guys, he's on a tear with all these first round, second round knockouts. But Mitchell's like he's fought these top ranked guys, he's fought ranked guys, he's been around for a while. I actually don't know who's gonna win this. I'll go with Silver. I think he might catch Bryce and knock him out, but I wouldn't be surprised if Mitchell subs him or does win it by decision.
I'm going with Silver by second round KO. I'm decently confident, but I still do think people are underestimating Bryce. And even if he loses, he'll be ranked near the bottom of the rankings, but still a very good fighter. But yeah, going by Silver by second KO. I think he'll just touch the chin. Obviously, it's been a while since Bryce has fought, but he did get sent to the Shadow Realm in his last fight.
Yeah,
And you can see what he's been saying. Maybe the Shadow Realm is he's not fully recovered from that with all this Hitler stuff. But
yeah. We actually there's a video on our channel about mentally insane fighters, and Bryce Mitchell is involved, so you should go
he
watch
might not be
that.
too much. He seems like a smart guy, low key sometimes, but until he starts talking about gravity, I can't lie. But
And seatbelt,
yeah,
but
well,
yeah,
no, that's a good fight. That's potential for fight of the night as well because the nice clash of styles.
yeah.
Um,
But enough talking about fight of the night. I actually think this next fight might be our fight of the night. It's another featherweight matchup, and that's Yair Rodriguez versus a newcomer to the UFC, Patricio Pitbull. And I think this is actually going to be a very entertaining fight.
Super entertaining, and yeah, this is third featherweight fight of the top four, so it's a featherweight heavy card, and adding Pitbull in new bloods, and like I mentioned before, Aaron Pico, the division's very interesting, and this is a crazy height difference. I think it's 5'11" v 5'5".
Yeah, it is something crazy. Pitbull is a small guy. He's fought at bantamweight as well before, where he did lose to Sergio Pettis. But yeah, it
Yeah, and
is
also for Michael Chandler, who's on this
at
card, and
55 and
knocked
knocked
him
him
out
out. So
in.
yeah, but like Pitbull, like obviously, like if people haven't seen him outside the UFC, he is an aggressive fighter. He likes to walk forward. He's got power in his hands as well, and he's just like I don't know. He is a bit like Chandler, but like I feel like he's more like he keeps his stance and like he's not as wild as Chandler is.
Yeah, composed Chandler is not the worst. Like, this guy is literally a pit bull, though. Very fitting. And he's like
Aggressive.
the Bellator GOAT, essentially. Most finishes, most wins in Bellator. So he's new to UFC, and a lot of people are watching for the first time, but he's got experience. And
But
I
the
think,
thing is, like I feel like he has come into the UFC a bit late. He's 37 years old, and obviously he's not in his prime anymore.
yeah, that's the thing. We can't picture this as a prime pit bull. This is nearer the end of his career type of pit bull against a Yair who is essentially in his prime, or should be.
Like, cause like what since 2023, he's fought 3 times. He's been knocked out once, lost one fight, and then he won his last fight by TKO. But yeah, he's in the end of his career, and like he's fighting Yair, who's always up there. He's always gonna be around the top 5, top 7 guys in that division. But he hasn't really got like a big name on his record, like that he's beaten whilst they were in their prime.
Yeah, Yair's the type of guy who he kind of falls below his potential somewhat. He's very skilled, super entertaining, but kind of sometimes the fans expect a bit more and want to see a bit more from him. This will be a good chance for him to prove himself, like just shut down Pitbull. Like somewhat of an MMA legend. So shut him down.
Yeah, he's got probably the best arsenal of kicks like in the UFC. Like he can throw all sorts of kicks. His taekwondo is just he's probably the best in the UFC, I think. And he's got really good like jiu-jitsu as well, which isn't talked about. I know he got choked out by Ortega, but Ortega's TC. Like he's one of the best jiu-jitsu guys.
Yeah, no to scoff about getting subbed by Ortega. Like, doesn't discredit his submission acumen. Yeah, here. Do you want to get into what we think will happen?
Uh, I feel like because Yair hasn't got the best boxing defense, and Pitbull is quite aggressive. But I do think Pitbull might catch him. I think Pitbull might knock him out. I think Yair's hands are very low, and I actually don't know. I'm gonna go with Yair. I think Yair might win a decision.
Yeah, I was thinking about this before. It's a tough fight to call, but I'm going with Pitbull. Like, it's a big height difference, but yeah, he's not really, except for Josh Emmett, done that well against people who are much shorter than him. Frankie Edgar, Volk have kind of bullied him to an extent, and I think Pitbull can kind of do that here, whether it's on the ground, whether it's in the boxing range. Like, essentially, yeah, his way to win will be keeping it at kicking range and just annoying Pitbull, kicks to the body, kicks to the head, maybe knocking him out with a head kick. But I don't think he'll be able to do that. I think Pitbull will be smart, close the range well, take him down when he needs to. And I think he'll actually probably ground and pound him later in the fight and go
Yeah,
round
that
three
that could
knockout.
really happen because Yair's best performances in recent years have been like his last fight against Ortega, which he should have knocked Ortega out. The ref gave Ortega a bit of time to recover, and obviously he ended up winning the fight. And that Max fight a couple of years ago, which was very close. Like Yair gave a good showing against Max, who looked really good that
Yeah,
day.
no, that was one of his better performances, even though it was a loss. But even Max took him down, controlled him. And Max wasn't really using ground and pound too much, he was doing more control. But
But yeah,
yeah,
Pitbull. I feel like Pitbull, especially because of his height and he's got that aggressive style. He could definitely catch Yair in those
yeah,
boxing range exchanges.
two little things I'm adding on here. I'm gonna add underdog on the night for Pitbull, and I think this might be fight of the night because I would have gone with Chandler Paddy, but I think that might end in the first. So I'm gonna go fight of the night for this. I think there'll be some cool kicks from AE, some nice exchanges, and I think
Yeah,
underdog of the night. He's like plus 160 or something, which is surprising, but he is older, so it makes sense.
yeah. And then let's go to our next fight, which is the light heavyweight division. We're moving up quite a bit. Is Krylov versus Reyes. Like a kind of nothing fight. I feel like Krylov's just been around that top 10, 15 area for years now, I feel like. And Reyes obviously was at the top of the division at one point, and then he won his last fight, I'm pretty sure. But
Yeah,
you're
I think Anthony Smith was it?
yeah, but you beating Anthony Smith now, it's not really something to be proud of. He should have retired a couple of years ago, and he's on the decline. He's at the back end of his career, and yeah, I feel like this is just a bit of a nothing fight.
Is a bit of a nothing fight, and Krylov's actually on a 3-fight win streak, and I think he's probably ranked near the lower end of the light heavyweight. He's decent. He's got decent hands. He's alright on the ground. Like he beat Gus a couple fights ago,
Yeah,
and his last win was actually against Ryan Spann, who sent Reyes to this never realm. But he's not fought for like 2 years of Krylov. I don't know where he's been. Maybe injured or something.
how's he still ranked 8? That light heavy division is so bad.
Yeah, for two years off, you'd think you either drop or fall out the rankings. But yeah, he's on a 3-fight win streak, and I think he should get this done against
Yeah, I think this
Reyes.
this might be Reyes' last fight or something. I think Krylov might submit him.
Yeah, I could see that. Oh, even though Reyes has like done this little resurgence comeback, like we know he's liable to getting knocked out, and these are big guys. Krylov knocked out Gus. I could see Krylov just knocking him out. But Reyes has got better technique, I'd say, even though he
Yeah,
got knocked out a bit.
yes.
Oh,
But yeah, like I do think it'll be Krylov. I think Reyes, like, I like him as well. Like, I feel sorry for the way his career has gone since that Jones fight that he won, or that the judges should have given him. But yeah, I do think Krylov will take the win, but it doesn't really do much for that division. It's fucking terrible.
Yeah, no, it doesn't do too much. Well, I guess if Reyes can get a big win, that'd be crazy, and he'd be a 3-fight win streak, like little career resurgence.
Yeah, but
But
yeah,
I'm gonna go back knockout Krylov in that second round. I don't want I can't I want Reyes to win actually. I
same.
do like him,
I
but I
want
think
Reyes
Krylov
to
will
win.
knock him out.
But yeah, I think Krylov will get a sub in like the first, maybe end of first, mid second.
Yeah, fair enough.
But yeah, another featherweight fight on this card, but it's in the prelims, the main event for the prelims. You got Dan Ige versus Sean Woodson. I like Ige, like he's a good fighter. He's quite well rounded, and I do think he'll win this fight as well. I don't think the height difference will make a difference.
Yeah, 50K EG, super well rounded. It's been around for ages and proper vet that's just been chilling. I saw he's been ranked for like fucking 7 years. I don't even know. Um, he's
He's
a
been
good
around, I
fighter.
feel like, since like the Khabib Conor time, because that's when he like kind of started making his name. But like the reach advantage is kind of wild in this fight. It's like a 7-inch reach advantage for
The
Woodson.
the reach is crazy, and I'm biased to tall fighters. I love a good tall fighter, but Woodson actually has very good boxing. His boxing is good. He had some pro boxing fights. Um, I think he was earlier in his MMA career, and I think he's gonna actually win this because he's more technical. He's got the range, and he's actually quite good at keeping his range. He's on quite a bit of a streak. Um, he just knocked out Padilla. That was a great KO. Beat Caceres and Jordan, and I think Ige's got the experience, but it's quite a tough task for him in front of him.
Yeah, Woodson has looked like he has got slick striking. He's been looking good recently. Obviously, like you said, he got the knockout against Padilla. But I don't know, man. I think Iguez, like, he's fought these top guys in the division and he's looked well, even when fighting them. He's got good wrestling, he's got a good top game, he's got good jits, and he's got like good MMA fundamental striking. Like, he's better than an average striker in MMA. And like, I don't, the way he strikes reminds me of a bit of like Rob Font, but yeah.
Yeah,
He's just good at all the fundamentals, really. I do think he'll grind this out and like win by decision.
it is. Um, I doubt Ige will get knocked out because I don't know if he has been knocked out before. And Woodson's got power, good striker, but it'll most likely be a decision, and I think it could be a 2-1 either way. But yeah, I think Woodson's good at scrambling back to his feet, and he's only got one loss. I forgot who that was even against. But yeah, I
He
think he's
lost
gonna
against
continue
Julian
his streak.
Eroso by Das as well, but that was back in 2020, and since then he's been on, I think, like a 7. He's won the next 7 and drawn one. It was a split draw, but yeah.
Yeah, no, he's on a good streak. To be fair, getting sub by Ross is not bad. Ross is a really good submission artist. So, and he's evolved a lot since then, 5 years ago. But this is a good fight. This is a sleeper fight. This could be a fight of the night. Wilson's had a few on this little run,
Also,
and
another thing
Ige
about
is
Woodson,
entertaining.
he has got the 4th longest undefeated streak in the UFC featherweight history, tied with Evloev and Lerone Murphy. So that is something to watch out for. Like, that streak might get ended on the weekend.
That's quite a random start. 3 current streaks. Like I guess featherweight's no division people streak for too long, like into double digits. But yeah,
It is the
potentially
4th
Ige
longest,
could.
which is interesting, yeah. But yeah, I've got Ige. I think he'll win by decision.
Yeah, well, I got Woodson by decision.
Yeah. And then yeah, we've got a woman's fight next on the card. You got Zhao Nan, formerly fought for the title. And then you got Jandiroba as well. She's been coming up the division, making a name for herself. A nice little scrap, striker versus grappler. And yeah, I don't know. I think I've just got Zhao Nan winning this. I think she might finish Jandiroba in like the second round.
Yeah, John Robert's not the best striker. Well, he's not really good at all. she's not useless, but she might as she might as well be actually, especially against Zhao Nan. Zhao Nan's a fucking very good striker in women's. Like she was having success against Whaley. Not just success, she kind of
I,
essentially was doing
he
better
dropped
than
her
Whaley
as
on the
well.
feet.
He was
Yeah.
landing clean shots on Whaley, which not many people do at all.
Yeah, no, like she's very good, but it's not too glaring, but she has a deficiency on the ground, which leads right into Jandy Roberts' game, obviously.
Yeah, John Robert she's got a wrestling heavy like game plan, but her takedown accuracy is like I think 30 something percent, which isn't the highest. But she does average I think like 2 or 2.5 takedowns per fight, so she will be looking for those takedowns.
100%. But she never goes for like traditional takedowns. Like she's more of a Damian Maya. To be fair, when I watched it, no offense to Damian Maya, but that's kind of who I thought like a less entertaining version. She loves trying to grind out by the cage, get on people's backs, be like a bit of a woman back type of girl. And she
Yeah,
subbed Lemos in her last fight, who Lemos is a good grappler herself. And I think she'll sub Zhao Nan as well, unfortunately.
most of these fights, striker grappler is usually the grappler who wins. But I think Zhao Nan she does throw a lot more volume than what Jandiroba does. Like she does throw a lot more punches, and she's got a slick boxing. I think she will catch her,
Yeah,
but she
definitely
does take a
chance.
punch as well. To be honest, like she does get hit back. But yeah, I've got Zhao winning by knockout in the second round.
Hopefully, yeah. But hopefully it's a finish. I got a thing by sub. You know, sometimes these women fights can be boring decision. I doubt this will be boring. I think this will either be some cool scrambles, Janan escaping the grappling attempt, or maybe Janan knocking her out. But yeah,
Yeah, and next up we've got Chase Hooper versus Jim Miller. I feel like this is like these two are quite similar fighters, just at two different ends of their career. Like obviously Chase Hooper is still kind of young. Jim Miller's at the end of his career. Both grappling heavy guys, like with really good jiu-jitsu as well. And like that's their main way to win their fights. It is by submission.
yeah, both grappling heavy guys. But Miller's been knocking some guys out near the end for some reason.
The old
And
man thing.
yeah, proper old man strip. He's a proper legend, even though he might not be a Hall of Famer, but he's got the most appearances. He was on UFC 100, 200, 300. Everyone knows, and everybody loves Jim Miller. But I think Hooper's just going to dominate him in this fight.
Yeah, I think Hooper, like his striking has looked better recently as well. I mean, he has got some good ground and pound, to be honest, Hooper.
He does, and his jiu-jitsu is so clean, so good. He probably won't be able to sub Miller. Miller's been around the block. He's a great grappler himself, but don't be fooled by Hooper's face or his look. This guy's actually really strong when he fights. He's moved up to lightweight, not lost at lightweight, and I think the cut to 45 wasn't the best for him because he looks just stronger and
Yeah,
more
he does
physically
look a
imposing
lot
at
better.
lightweight.
Loads better now. But yeah, I think it'll be a grappling heavy fight. Like there'll be a couple good scrambles, and then on the feet, I think it'll be fairly equal. Obviously, Miller's got that old man power. But yeah, it'll be an interesting fight. I hope there's a lot of interesting scrambles. But
Yeah,
yeah, I got
100%.
Hooper.
It's like, I know I said this for a few, but this is a sleeper for Friday night. It could be like, obviously not that type of level, but an arm and gamer type of situation. They're both scrambling, and Hooper, his fight against Jordan Levitt was kind of like that, where it was a great fight, just scrambles, and he eventually subbed him. And actually, before I said he probably won't sub Miller, but I'm gonna go Hooper by sub here. He's just so good on the ground. I think it will be a good fight, scrambles here and there, interesting positions. I think he'll sub him in like the third round.
Yeah, it'll be an interesting fight. But yeah, we both got Hooper to win that fight. And then the last fight on the prelims, we've got old man Darren Elkins. Like he's called it damage, but he's probably taken more damage than like 99% of UFC fighters ever. Versus a guy we talked about earlier, Julian Erosa.
Yeah, he's got damage on his chest because that's what he fucking takes, to be honest. But he's a tough guy, man. Obviously, you can remember that Bektic fight. That was crazy. But
Yeah,
this
he's
is like
getting
the
battered.
19th featherweight fight on the card, by the way. This what the fuck's going
Yeah,
on?
it's crazy. But and these two both have like similar records as well. But yeah, they both like what 30 and 12, 29 and 11. I think this might just go to decision, but
Yeah,
Arosa doesn't go to decision. Like he doesn't like a decision. And he's got slick jiu-jitsu. Actually, you know what? I think Arosa might submit Elkin.
yeah, no, he's dangerous. I think out of his 30 wins, 25 by finish. He's quite underrated, to be honest, and he's got very good jiu-jitsu. I also agree he'll probably sub him. I think I'll actually catch Elkins as well, hit him a bit. I don't think he'll knock him out, but yeah, his last 3 wins, well, his last 2 wins, I mean, sorry, been by submission, and I think yeah, he's continued that in the first round.
Yeah, but like a thing about Arosa as well, like he does get hit as well. Like he does take damage. He throws more punches than Elkins, but he gets hit more than Elkins as well, which is crazy because Elkins gets hit a ton.
Yeah, no, he takes a lot of damage. I can't remember what fight it was, but I was just like, wow, this guy, he's looking like a punching bag. I think it might have been against Caceres.
Bruce
Like,
Leroy.
he needs to improve. He doesn't have the best head movement and whatnot, but he's just one of them guys that are dangerous. He puts himself into danger to inflict damage, either knock you out or submit you. And yeah, good fight. I'm not gonna say super fight of the night, but it might be. I can't lie.
You said that way too much, but
I
yeah,
know, I know. Nah, but
it's an
it's a
interesting opener. You know,
interesting.
like for the opener of the prelims, like it's not the
No,
worst.
it's good, and good names that people know. So
But
it's a
yeah,
great.
I'll take a Rosa in that. I think he'll sub Elkins.
Yeah, same. Can agree on that.
Yeah, that's it for UFC 314. That's the prelims, the main card. Some really good fights on this card, and honestly, I can't wait for it.
Yeah, I can't wait. This is a super card. We've been wanting a card this good for a while, and it's delivered. Interesting matchups, and I don't think many of them will disappoint. So yeah, let us know what you think. Who's gonna win? And
We'll
yeah,
see
we'll
you
see you
guys
next
next
time.
time.